Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another speed build. So today I am building another family home, and this time it's a family house here on the Windenburg Island, and I haven't built here in such a long time, so I'm really excited to be sharing this build with you guys because I've been debating with myself whether or not I was going to continue the style that I started with. It's been a while, I think like 7 months, but I started with this style that was like these older homes with modern extensions, and I thought that would be a really cool idea for the Windenburg Island. But what I've been debating with myself about was whether or not I was going to continue with that idea and then renovate the houses that were already here, because I do like the modern homes that are on the Windenburg Island, but I decided that I would just continue with this idea because I feel like it's really different and unique, and I think it's a lot of fun, and I hope you guys will like this build. So definitely let me know what you guys think. But anyways, so this is a house for the Jerkson family. Now, I'm probably completely butchering their name like I do with every family that comes with Get Together, because I just can't pronounce them. I did look up the pronunciation, but I'm still struggling with it, so please forgive me. But anyways, this family consists of Bjorn, Clara, Sophia, and Elsa, and I think they're a really adorable family, so I had a lot of fun decorating this house for them. And I'm kind of a bit confused by this household though, because I feel like Bjorn and Clara aren't really that compatible of a couple, because Bjorn is gloomy and a slob. Like when I was playtesting this house, he was leaving his clothes all over the place, and I found it quite annoying. And I feel like Clara she's not a snob, but I feel like she might have snobbish tendencies maybe. But anyways, her characteristics are she's family oriented, a foodie, and perfectionist. And so I feel like her perfectionist trait would conflict with his slob trait quite a bit. So I feel like maybe she's not that happy, but since she's family oriented and she also wants to have a successful lineage, maybe she tries to keep up appearances and wants everybody to think that everything is as nice on the inside of, or how should I say this, as nice as it appears from an outside perspective. Maybe that's the right way to say it. I'm not exactly sure. But I feel like what she does to kind of make herself feel better is pour all of her money into her house. And that's how they got this modern extension that I will be building here in a second. And I just felt like that was a really fun idea. I had a lot of fun thinking of their story. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I've never played with this house, so I'm not exactly sure. Maybe they get along great. But if you've played with this house, let me know if there's any particular storyline that you came up with. Have they stayed together? Have they got a divorce? Because I feel like they're probably kind of on the brink of splitting up. At least that's how I see them. But like I said, I've never actually played with this household, so it could probably go any direction. But anyway, so I am building that modern extension right here. And this is kind of where the living room slash game room ends up being. There's a foosball table in here, as well as the Don't Wake the Llama, and then there's also a seating area with a TV, which is the only TV in the house because the other living room in the older part of the house is more like a formal sitting area that has a piano, and I think it comes together pretty nice. But something I wanted to mention, this is the first voiceover that I am doing back from my Christmas vacation, and I had a wonderful trip away. It was so nice visiting my family. We had like the best time ever. It was so great. But yeah, I've actually been back for a few days now, but I got kind of sick when I got back. I was wanting to share this build like as soon as I got home. I shared some pictures over on Twitter and was like, oh, I'm going to try to do the voiceover tonight. And I tried to do it, and I was really struggling because I just haven't been feeling that good. And then I tried to do the voiceover again another day, and it was even worse. I got like a minute into it, and I was like, I can't even talk. Like, I just feel so woozy and not very good, but I'm feeling a lot better today. I have a lot more energy anyways, because that's what I was like really drained of energy, and it's probably a combination of being sick and then traveling. All of that stuff is pretty exhausting. So I feel a lot better today. I slept for like 12 hours. I went to bed, I think I went to bed like somewhere around midnight. Well, I stayed on the couch all day, so I might as well have been sleeping because I literally did nothing. I tried to do this voiceover, and then I was like, I can't do it, so I sat on the couch, got caught up on YouTube videos, and just laid there all day, had some like soup, and that was pretty much it. Then I went to bed at midnight, and then woke up at noon the next day. So yeah, I slept for like a good 12 hours, which was very needed, and I feel a lot better. Still a little bit sick, but at least I have my energy back, which is it was very needed. But yeah, so this is my first voiceover back, so if I'm a bit rambly or whatever, you guys know it's so hard to do voiceovers anyways, and then when you take a break from them, I feel like any skill that you've ever developed kind of goes out the window, but I feel like it's going okay so far. But as you guys can see, the structure of the house is coming together, and I was going to put a greenhouse over here on the left side, but I do end up getting rid of that and putting a swing set in that area. I was thinking about a greenhouse because Bjorn is actually in, what is it called? The Garden Gnomes Club, which I found kind of a random club for him to be in. He's also in the Good Timers, which I feel like makes a little bit more sense. But the Garden Gnomes, he has no gardening skill. He's not like, he doesn't enjoy the outdoors, those kinds of things. I feel like it doesn't make sense. So I think I'm probably going to change up that a little bit. And let me know what you guys think actually about me changing up the clubs that are in the game that came with Get Together. I will probably leave most of them. I may change some of the members, maybe who the club leaders are, or certain club requirements and those kinds of things, but I'm also going to be creating my own clubs. But let me know to the extent that you guys mind me switching up the clubs. Are you really attached to them? Any feedback would be very helpful, because yeah, I don't know, I feel like he doesn't really fit into the Garden Gnome clubs. I feel like it's a little bit weird, but anyways, that's just my opinion. But here I am adding some of this ivy to the outside of the house, and the landscaping that I have right now does change up here pretty soon. I was really not enjoying it, so that's why I quit landscaping. I was like, okay, I'll come back to it here in just a little while, and I really do end up loving the landscaping in the end. I feel like it looks so lush and green. There's like purple flowers. I just feel like it ends up being really pretty. And then here I'm just adding some dormer windows because I felt like there needed to be some like extra accent pieces to the roof, and I feel like that turns out really nice. And I also really liked using this old stone fence that came with Get Together. I think it came with Get Together anyways. I thought it was really pretty, but here I am getting rid of all of the landscaping. Another thing that was bothering me was the grass color, because I've had this glitch every once in a while, and I've seen it in some other people's games where the grass is basically non-existent. It's like pretty dead and brown, and so that makes it really hard to do landscaping. So that's why I jumped into live mode here, and then here I'm back into regular build mode. But the Sims are still on the lot. It just kind of, I don't know, it fixed the grass problem a little bit. It still looks a little bit like a dull color, but it did help a lot. But here I am just adding the plants that I end up keeping. I go with these low-lying, I think they're called low-lying yellow flowers. I'm not exactly sure, but I combine them with these bushes and pink flowers, and then I think I add some purple flowers here in just a while, and I think it comes together pretty nice. I'm really happy with the landscaping anyways, and I think I left all of it in. The only thing that's not included in this build, I think, is the floor plan, which I would have included because as a lot of you guys expressed in my huge family apartment that you guys would like to see more things included in the speed build and not cut out. You would prefer a longer video rather than missing any parts of the build. So I do apologize that that's not included. I apparently didn't record it because I couldn't find it in my video files. But for my upcoming videos, I will try to include as many things as I possibly can so you guys can see the whole structure come together, because I really appreciate that feedback, because I feel like as somebody that edits videos, it can be kind of hard to judge exactly what everybody wants to see, so I really appreciate that feedback. It was very helpful. And here I am going to be doing the landscaping around the pool. I just continue with the same plants that I used in the front of the house, and I feel like it just looks really pretty. It's so lush and overgrown. I'm absolutely obsessed with this island. And speaking of which, since it's been so long since I have done those other builds for the Windenburg Island, I can link them in the description. Maybe I'll put a little icon somewhere here on the screen if I remember to, because I did 2 builds previously, and they were both these kind of old cottage style houses with modern extensions, and I love those houses so much. I think they're so unique. And the first one that I did is actually the lot that the 2 guys live on. I forget their names exactly. Yeah, I can't remember their names, but anyways, they live together, and that house is for 2 people, but I don't see those 2 guys as being a couple, so I'm going to move them somewhere else. And I actually moved another couple into that house, and then the other build that I did is a family home, so I moved a family that I've created into that house. And then there's one other lot here that has a pre-made, oh no, there's 2 other lots, but there's one lot that has a family on it already, and that one is the Villarreal family, I think, if I remember correctly. So I will be giving them an old house with a modern extension as well. And then there's another lot that's really tiny. It's like a 20 by 15 lot. I think that's how small it is, but it's itsy bitsy. And so I will probably do another house there as well in this similar style, but probably maybe like a tiny cottage or maybe a tiny home, because I'm thinking I have this sim that's kind of, she's a single lady, and she's kind of a free spirit hippie type, and maybe she wants to live there. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I was thinking about doing a small community lot, like a park or something, but there is already the park in the downtown Windenburg area. But maybe we could have two. Let me know if you guys have any ideas or opinions, because if I don't do a park, then I'll probably build her house to live out here as well. Because you can travel, I think, to the Windenburg Island if you don't live here, because you can go to the bluffs, right? But can you travel around to this part of the island, or would you have to go visit somebody's home? I don't know. But that's what I've been thinking. Oh, but we are on to the interior now. And as you guys can see, I did skip over the floor plan. But like I said, I will try to include that in future videos. But unfortunately, I didn't record at this time. But I really love the way this interior turned out. I really like the floor plan, and it just feels so cozy. And I really like these floorboards that came with Jungle Adventure. I feel like they're so rustic and work really nicely for this old house. And I really like this stone that I used as well. It came with bowling night, but I feel like it works really well for these old style houses. And I wanted to go with an older style wallpaper, so I go with this one. And then the modern extension is all white and black and very clean looking and very modern looking. So I felt like it was such a sharp contrast. So some of you guys might not like it necessarily, but I feel like it's just really different and really interesting. So I'm really excited to continue with this idea on this island. And then for this little area, I do kind of a small living room. It's like a seating area. I go with these couches that came with base game. I felt like the color worked really pretty. And then I do put a grand piano in here, and they also have this old fireplace. And then other than that, I think I get a bookshelf in here. It's just kind of, yeah, like an entryway, formal sitting area. So I wasn't exactly sure what all I should put in here, but I do think it comes together pretty nice. And then I use these curtains that came with cats and dogs, but I think I changed them to a darker brown color later on, because that's what I go with in the dining room, and I wanted them all to match. And then I put this piano over here in the corner. It's a little bit kind of squished into that area, but it does work. I did play test it, and everything seemed to work just fine. And then here I'm just hanging up some pieces of artwork. I think I end up moving this painting to the other wall. I kind of wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do with the artwork, so I kind of shuffled things around here and there, but I think it all comes together pretty nice. So I also end up adding a basement in this house, which I was really happy to include because that's not something that I'm very good about remembering to include in a lot of builds. Every once in a while I remember one, but for this build, I felt like for one of these old homes, it would definitely have a basement. So down there I include some of those wine racks that came with dine out. So it's kind of like a wine cellar, but they also have the washer and dryer down there. So it is a laundry room, and I think it just comes together really nice, and it looks really old, has some cracks on the walls. And then I also included some cracks in the bathrooms and I think the kitchen area. I was trying to not overdo it because I didn't want this house to look like it was completely falling apart, but I wanted it to look like it has been here a very long time. So I really like that effect. And then other than that, there is the two living rooms, of course, like I mentioned. They have a really large formal dining area that's like in the main part of the downstairs. And then there's also a kitchen with a tiny little breakfast area. And then upstairs, the 3 bedrooms for all of the family members, and then 2 bathrooms up there as well. And the parents' bedroom is really modern too. Not the walls necessarily, but like the furniture, and their bathroom has been completely redone. So I thought that was really cool. And then the girls' rooms, they both have older wallpaper. They have the older style bathroom that they share. And I just had a lot of fun with it. I think it's a lot of fun to mix like old traditional items with very modern items. I think it's a lot of fun. But anyway, so this is their modern living room area. I go with very black and white furniture. I wanted it to be a very stark contrast from the rest of the house. And in here I also get a fish tank and the Don't Wake the Llama table, like I mentioned, the foosball table. And then there's also an art easel down here just because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to include in here. And I don't know, I felt like having an art easel would be really nice because the views from this island and these large windows are so pretty. I feel like it'd be so inspiring to look at the sailboats and the ocean and the trees. It's just so pretty. So I wanted to include one even though nobody in this family paints. Maybe Sophia, she's kind of artistic because she's into music, so maybe she would be into painting. Maybe Clara's interested in taking it up. So you could go either way, but I thought it would be nice to include. And I really wanted this part of the house to be like a very social hangout area. So having all of those types of activities is really nice. And I also end up getting a family computer down here later on because when I went to go decorate the parents' bedroom, I realized I didn't have enough space in there to include one. And I didn't really have a great spot to put one anywhere else in the house. So I thought down here would be great. If you wanted to expand the probably the basement area. You could probably put one down there if you would like an actual office area, but I felt like up here was pretty appropriate. But here I'm just picking out different little decorations to put around. I go with a few plants because this room gets so much sun. I thought you would definitely have some plants down here. And then other than that, I wasn't really too sure exactly what clutter items I wanted to include. Since it's very modern, I felt like it didn't really call for that many like knickknacks or tiny little decorations, but there are a few little like cluttery touches here and there. And then I'm just putting these sheer curtains around. They do kind of clip out of the walls in certain areas, especially here on the left side of the room when I put them up. These ones right here. So it kind of clips out of there a little bit. It doesn't fit perfectly, but they looked much better sized up because they fit these large windows a lot nicer. I hope that we do get more sheer curtains in the future because I do use these ones a lot and I would definitely like other ones to use. Like, it'd be so nice. I'm very excited to see what's going to come for The Sims for the new year and to continue with my save file and to get more build objects because I feel like the objects just keep getting so much better. Like as the time goes on, like the quality and the different variety, like the free updates have been amazing. Like our last free one, the different little items were so cute and so well made. Like I'm really excited, and I feel like the last update where we got the Caribbean stuff was really nice too. So I'm excited to see what packs we get, and if there's going to be university or more family packs, I would definitely really like to see those included, or like a really tropical world perhaps. Let me know if you guys have anything that you are really excited to see come to the game. Do you want cars? I hear that talked about a lot. I wouldn't mind cars. They don't necessarily have to be functioning, but having more to place down in worlds or garage items would be really nice. I would actually really like to see bikes, I think. Or even just bike clutter. If I could put a bike in like the garage or the doorway, I think that would be really cool. But of course, I would like the Sims to be able to ride them as well. Or other activities too, like other sports or... yeah, I don't know, but I am excited to see what comes with the game. But anyways, so this is the downstairs bathroom. It is the only one on the downstairs, and I love this bathroom with the clawfoot tub and just like the old style with the rug on the ground. It looks so worn, and I don't know. I just had a lot of fun with it. It looks so old in my opinion, so I really enjoyed it. And then we have this little stool here next to the bathtub where I put some soaps, and this cute little basket decoration with flowers in it I really liked as well. And then I put a few little clutter decorations up on the counter just to kind of fill in the space a little bit, but since it's not like the shared bathroom, I didn't want to put too many like makeup or toothbrushes or things like that. And I thought these doors that came with cats and dogs, these old like barn looking doors, worked really nicely in this house. And there you just saw I put a crack on the wall, and I kind of hid it anyways behind that painting. I thought that was kind of cool. I really like that touch anyways. And this room was so large. It does end up staying as one large room. You could probably split it up if you would like to, but I thought it was kind of nice to have like a really big dining area, so I leave it pretty open. I do get a seating area in here and a couple like side tables. I do close it off kinda because I do create like a little hallway in between the kitchen area and the dining room. You'll see that here in a little while, so I do close it off just a little bit just to make it feel a little bit smaller, because I don't know why necessarily, but I don't really like decorating large rooms as much as I like decorating smaller rooms, and that's probably why I feel like my builds probably tend to be a little bit more on like the cramped side, and I feel like a lot of builders are that way because it's just, I don't know, it's really fun decorating small and tiny spaces. I mean, I'm sure not everybody is that way. I'm sure there's lots of builders that like decorating really large rooms, but that's how I prefer to decorate anyways. And this table, oh my gosh, I mentioned this in a couple builds ago, how I just learned about this swatch. I think this table came with seasons, but I thought all of the table swatches were very like catered towards different holidays and seasons. I didn't realize it had this swatch. It's so pretty, and I've been wanting to use it, but I haven't had like the right build to use it in, but I thought it worked perfectly here, so I was so happy about that. I think it's so pretty. I just love that so much when you see an item and you don't think it comes in like a swatch that you're ever going to use, and then you find one. It's like, I don't know, it's so exciting. But over here I was trying to find like different artwork or things that I wanted to hang on the wall, and I felt like the room was kind of awkward like I mentioned, so I do close it in over here and create a little hallway space, and I felt like it just, I don't know, I felt like it balanced out the room so much nicer. And then I think I also switch up the curtains to be the larger version of the ones that I'm using here, just to kind of fill in the space over there. And then I have this side table over here where I put some fruit and a lamp, and I think another, yeah, this rooster decoration. There's kind of like roosters and chickens in random spots in this build. I'm not exactly sure why, but I don't know, I just felt like it worked really nicely for this build. And then here I'm switching up the curtains just to cover up more of the wall space because I just felt like it looked a little bit awkward, but yeah, that's how it turns out. And then this is going to be the kitchen area, and this is probably one of my most favorite kitchens I have done in a long time, and I just love it so much. I thought that these base game cabinets worked really nicely in the house. It's the same ones that I used in the bathroom, and I felt like this color of brown just worked really well. And then there I just sized up that range hood to look a little bit different. I don't know. I feel like it just makes the house look a little bit older to have like a larger range hood. Does that make sense? Probably not, but that's what I was thinking, and I just think it comes together pretty nicely. I was so happy to be able to fit like a pretty good sized kitchen in this house, since the mom of this house, Clara, is in the culinary career. I think she's a caterer. Yeah, level 3, so she's a caterer, and she's also a foodie, and I feel like she would just be in here cooking all of the time and just loving it. So I really wanted her to have a really good sized kitchen. And I really liked using this table instead of having an island. I felt like this old rustic table worked really nicely. And I wanted them to have updated appliances, so they got like a more modern fridge, and they got the newer stove, dishwasher, and this modern like espresso machine and coffee grinder. I felt like was pretty nice for them to have. And yeah, I don't know. I really just love the way this kitchen came together. And I also end up using the round table that I think came with Laundry Day. We got 2 round tables. One came with Laundry Day and one came with Jungle Adventure, and I always forget which one came with which, but I use that here in the more open area to the kitchen. It's kind of like a little breakfast seating area, but instead of putting all 6 chairs around the table, I just end up putting, I think, 4, just enough for every member of the family to sit there, and I thought that worked pretty nicely. And I think this is pretty much it for the clutter decorations that I put in the kitchen. I just hang some curtains up, and then that door that leads to the front part of the house, I put a chest table out there later on, because at this point I haven't decorated the outside porches, but I do a couple seating areas at the end of the video and a chest table out there. And then there I just placed this table with the 4 chairs around it. I thought that these chairs that came with cats and dogs worked so nicely for this style that I was going with. I just thought they looked so pretty with the cushions, and yeah, they're really nice. And then over here I have this shelf with a side table with a few different little items on it, some cookbooks and some towels. And then I think I just hang a painting up on the other wall, and then that's pretty much it for this kitchen and breakfast area. At this point I did forget about the cracks and stuff on the wall, so later on, I think when I go to decorate the upstairs bathroom, I remembered that I wanted to have some of those older features, so I go back in and add some around here, and I think I add some cobwebs too, just a couple, just to make it look like just to have a little bit more of that old feeling. But anyways, so this is the basement, and down here, like I mentioned, I put the washer and dryer over here, and I put some more like Laundry Day items, just because of course all these items go so nicely together and they work really well for this basement. And this is probably the most fun that I have had creating a basement in a long time, so I'm definitely gonna try to include a lot more of them. And then over here I do put some wine racks that came with Dine Out to have a little wine cellar area. You could probably even close off another room and put like a bunch of those in and have more of like a proper wine cellar, which I think would be amazing to have in real life. That's definitely like dream home ideas. But over here I do put a sink. It's probably not too necessary to have a sink down here, but I thought it looked really nice. And then there's a couple laundry hampers, and then I put a few different little clutter items around. I put some towels over here on the shelf, some cleaning things, and just a few random items. I think I even get that there's like this clutter item that came with base game. This thing right here, it has like a bag of flour and some like fruit or something. I'm not exactly sure what it's supposed to be, but I thought it looked cool up there anyways. But here I am going on to the second floor of the house. I'm just pulling up some flooring, and then I hang some lights around. I think the first room that I decorate is the shared bathroom between the girls, and I pretty much just copy over a lot of the items from the downstairs bathroom. And yeah, I just wanted them to look pretty similar, like they're the same old bathrooms that have been in this house forever. But here I am just picking out some wallpaper first, and I go with these striped walls for the girls' rooms, and I really liked using them. I thought it was a pretty nice wallpaper to use. And then I also use the same wallpaper that I used in the rest of the house in the hallways, and then the parents get a very light gray wallpaper and then this like stone texture for their bathroom, because it is very updated and modern, like I said. So I guess I am decorating the hallway first, and it's pretty simple. We got this long runner rug. I put a table over here with this painting above it, and a few like plants and little decorations around. I'm pretty sure I get another chicken or rooster decoration up on the side table. Yeah, again, I'm not exactly sure why. I just thought it was cute. And then this lamp that I used a couple times. And then there's also this little nook here by the parents' bedroom. And I put a chair and a side table, and I also fit in a bookcase. So it's kind of like a little reading nook, because I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do to fill in this space. But I don't know, I felt like this worked pretty nicely, and yeah, it's pretty simply decorated, but I thought it looked really cute. And then here I am copying over some of the items from the downstairs bathroom to make this shared bathroom, and I just love the way it came out. I loved the downstairs one so much that I wanted this bathroom to look pretty much the same, so it is very similar, but I just love it so much. It also has a clawfoot bathtub, which I just really adore. I used to live in an old Victorian house when I was about 19 years old. I rented it with a roommate, and we had a clawfoot bathtub, and I just thought it was the coolest. It was like, yeah, I thought it was awesome. But so there's no stand-up shower in either of these bathrooms, but the parents' ensuite bathroom does end up having a stand-up shower, so yeah, there's one in the build. You could, of course, add more if you would like to, but there I am just adding some cracks and things around the kitchen and the basement. I also put a couple cobwebs around because I did forget about them until that point. But at this point, I did want to just go ahead and decorate the parents' bathroom right away. So as you guys can see, they have a very different bathroom to the rest of the house. It's very sleek, very modern, very white, almost clinical looking, you could probably say. It's not exactly my taste, but I feel like this is what Clara wants. It's what she's going for, or what she thinks she wants. You could definitely probably even restore the entire house to be old. That would be probably a lot of fun to do if you're into decorating or building. Maybe you would like to do that. It's definitely a possibility. You could probably even turn the whole house modern if that's more your style. But yeah, I do like the way it turns out either way. I went with these counters that came with Jungle Adventure. I felt like they worked kind of nicely for this modern style that I was going for. And then here I am picking out the parents' bed. I don't end up keeping this one. I do go with, I think, the 4-post bed that came with City Living. I thought the brown worked really nicely because their bedroom ends up being a lot more like softer and warmer feeling than the rest of the modern parts of the house. The rest of the modern parts are very black and very white, so I wanted their bedroom to feel a little bit warmer, and I felt like the brown tones definitely did that. And then I used some of the furniture that came with Seasons, so the side tables and the dresser came with that, and I thought those worked really nicely. They also have this modern chair. It's the same one that I used down in the modern living room. And then they also have a mirror and a few little decorations here on their dresser, some makeup and few little personal clutter items, and I think that's pretty much it for their room. I think I may get like a laundry hamper and a couple other little things in here, but yeah, it wasn't a very large bedroom to be able to fit a lot of stuff in. But I was thinking while I was decorating their room, where am I going to put a computer in this build? So here I am back down in the modern living room, and I put one over here. It's kind of a random spot, but I feel like it kind of works. So I was really happy with the way that came together, because I was thinking about adding, I don't know, I was thinking about actually redoing the layout of the parents' bedroom and fitting one in there, but this way all of the family members can use it really easily and they won't have to go into their parents' room to use the computer. It's a bit more of a shared one. But anyway, so this is going to be the first kids' room that I decorate, and this is Elsa's room, and I love this room so much. I think Elsa is a really adorable kid sim, and originally her outfit was yellow and green, so that kind of spurred on the color scheme for her room, and I'm so happy that it did because I love all of the yellows, the greens, and the browns. It just feels so earthy and so adorable. Like, it's probably one of my favorite kids' rooms that I've done in a long time, which I probably say all the time, but kids' rooms are some of my favorite rooms to decorate. I think you can just add so much personality and clutter, and yeah, I just love it so much. But anyway, so Elsa is a child sim. She is also very smart. She has all of the skill points. Yeah, she's level 10 in the mental skill for a kid. She wants to be a whiz kid, and she has the genius trait. So she is very, very smart. I feel like she is going to be like an astronaut or a doctor or something, and she's going to be very successful. So I'm not exactly sure which way she should go. I'm kind of leaning towards being a doctor for her, but of course she can do whatever she'd like because she's very smart, and I think no matter what she did, she'd be very successful. And yeah, I think she's just really adorable. She's in the League of Adventures Club, which I'm not exactly sure what that club is necessarily, what they're supposed to do in it. They do have the rocket ship icon, so I feel like it's probably some sort of a science club, maybe. I'm not exactly sure. I've honestly never read the description for it. So if you guys know, you can let me know. And I was also thinking, if you guys watched my huge family apartment build that I shared right before Christmas, I created a bedroom and I mentioned how the girl in that room is going to be really into science. I feel like her and Elsa are going to be like the best of friends. At this point, I haven't created that household, but when I do, I'm gonna definitely make them very good friends. I'll probably make her be in the club as well, and I think they're gonna be so cute. So I'm really excited for that. But anyway, so this is going to be the second room, and those curtains do kind of clip through the walls a little bit, but I decided to just ignore it. I do kind of try to cover them up with some bookshelves, but this is going to be Sophia's room. Now, Sophia, she is in the Paragons Club, so I feel like she's very, very popular, but she's also very creative. She has a very high guitar skill. She is level 8 in the guitar skill. She's also very charismatic, level 6, so I feel like she's very social, very creative, very popular, and really into music. Like, I feel like she's going to be very famous someday, so I wanted her to have some instruments, and I felt like this kind of hippie look was really kind of fun for a teen room. I know I've probably done that a lot in teenage girls' rooms, but I just love this style so much. It's a style that I would have liked a lot as a teenager, so I just love decorating this way, and I feel like it suits Sophia's character really nicely. And yeah, she's also cheerful, and of course she wants to be a musical genius, and I think I have some teenage Sims that I've already created for my save file that are going to be really good friends with her, and I'm really excited to keep working on that and creating relationships, and also some negative relationships like enemies and those kinds of things, and different sorts of drama. I'm just really looking forward to continuing this save file, and as I mentioned before, I think my save file will be finished sometime end of spring, early summer. I will of course update you guys along the way if anything changes, but as of right now, I think that's a reasonable time for me to be finished, but that could change of course, but that's what I'm going with for right now. And something I should mention, I think this is going to be my last video for 2018, and I just want to thank you guys so much for an amazing year. This has been such an exciting year for my channel, and I'm really optimistic for 2019. I think it's going to be a great year, and I hope that you guys have a very happy and safe new year. If you have plans for New Year's, of course, be safe, have fun, and yeah, I'm really excited to continue making videos for you guys, and yeah, I'm just very happy and very grateful that you guys are all here. So I just want to thank you guys so much because you guys are all amazing. And yeah, this is pretty much it for the build. I just color in the pool, hang up some lights, and put a few little decorations around. As you guys saw, I added a chess table to the front of the build, a couple seating areas. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. I do a barbecue area out here as well as a fire pit. It's nothing too fancy, just a nice little seating area out on this modern back patio. And then I do add a couple other little things around, like some trash cans and flower boxes. But then we are on to the screenshot. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this build. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to more of these mix between traditional and modern, because like I said, I do have a couple more to continue here on the Windenburg Island, and I think it's a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys do like it too, but of course let me know what you guys think. And yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions that you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!
I could dry out in the sun for you, follow the deep dark ocean down. For you I'd build the biggest kite and spend all of my time giggling. Daydreaming is my new middle name. This is not a game for me. Imagining is my new best friend, and ready's all I see. I got a PhD